Welcome back in Ion Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. There have been several significant recent developments involving the Swampbuster program with potential long-term impacts for farming operations that participate in the federal farm programs. To help break this all down, we're joined now with Roger McEowen, professor of agricultural law and taxation at Washburn University. As always, Roger, welcome back to the program.
Good to be with you, Britton. Thank you.
Now, give us some background on this concept of Swampbuster.
Well, Swampbuster came in with the 1985 Farm Bill, and basically what it is, it's part of the federal farm programs, and it says that you can't drain land to put it into production that was previously wet. It's much more complex than that, but basically if you have hydric soils and hydrophytic vegetation and the presence, let me put it this way, inundation for more than 2 weeks during the growing season, then you've got a wetland, according to NRC.
Now, how does the USDA determine if a tract of farmland contains a wet area that's subject to regulation?
Well, that's been a point of controversy, and in fact, there's a case presently sitting at the U.S. Supreme Court waiting for them to decide whether they're going to take it or not that involves that issue as to whether it requires an on-site investigation or whether they can use a comparable type property that is in the region and don't even have to make a site investigation or can do it by aerial photographs and come up with those three prerequisites for determining whether a wetland exists.
Now, really quickly, what are those two cases?
Well, the case that's currently sitting there at the U.S. Supreme Court is a case out of South Dakota where the farmer is wanting a recertification or a review of a certification that was made back in 2011 that his farm does have an 1/8 of an acre wetland created by, interestingly enough, conservation tree belt that was planted by his predecessors in 1936 to conserve the soil. And the government, the agency, NRCS, said, no, we don't have to do that because you have to show that we made an error on the prior determination or that your circumstances have changed. Well, Senator Grassley, when he put that in the 1990 Farm Bill, just said if when a farmer wants a recertification done, the farmer gets it done. It was the agency that layered in those additional requirements. And I think the Supreme Court is sitting on this, and they haven't decided whether they're going to hear the case until they decide the two other cases that are before them on agency deference. And so if they change the standard on agency deference, then we may see them take this South Dakota case. So it's those deference cases are big ones for agriculture, and we've got a Swampbuster case waiting to be heard, depending on what they say.
Well, Roger, as always, thanks so much for coming on the program. Everyone stick around. Ion Ag will be back after the break.